Okay, so you may notice that this piece of music that I'm playing over, that I also played over in the previous lesson, is that it goes into a major part instead of the minor part. And what I do here is I go in, I'm still in the same key, in this case the A minor, but then it's changed to its relative, the C major. And what I do at this point is I play a major 7 arpeggio using this exact same technique. You can, in many cases, depending on your taste and stuff like that, you can get away with making use of the same arpeggios, pretty much all 7 diatonic arpeggios in the key of A minor / C major, all over the place. Then I'll let it be up to you which of them sound good. Some of them will sound a little off, not wrong, but just a little off sometimes. But it depends on the situation and stuff like that. But I'm doing the easy thing here, that's where I'm sure that it'll sound good, and make use of the C major once we go into the major part of the song. So I just want to show you that arpeggio. I don't see it a lot out there. I've been doing it since the old days, and the minor 7 is very well used, but the major 7 I haven't really seen anyone do it. So, but it's the same concept. It sounds awesome. So I hammer on with my index finger here on the 15th fret on the A string, and then after that the 19th fret with my little finger. Then I tap 22nd fret, and then I go into the G string, and I have a little bit of a weird fingering here, but we'll just discuss other possibilities, because I go into the G string with my long finger 16th fret and ring finger 17th fret, and then I tap 21st fret. And as you can see, I'm using 3 different fingers for tapping. You can also just use your index finger. A lot of people, I've been teaching these things also over the years, would go ahead and use the index long finger for the G string. So if that suits you better, then go ahead. Doesn't really matter as long as you choose one way to do everything. Then I go into the high E string, 15th fret with my index finger, and then I tap or hammer on with my pinky 19th fret and tap with whatever finger you choose. I tap 20th fret. Pull that off again. So I'm pulling off from 19 to 15, and then I'm going back to the G string, 21st fret, and pull off with whatever fingers you're going to use here in the fretting hand. I'm going to use my ring finger to the long finger from 17 to 16, and then I find to go down here on the A string, tap 22nd fret, and I pull off with my little finger from 21st to index finger on 15th fret. So making sure that these arpeggios sound great. It's my opinion that I also touched a little bit upon it in the previous video, but practicing stuff like this where you kind of where you're using 2 hands, and the pull-offs, it's very easy for guitarists, including myself in the past anyway, to kind of have a timing that is a little weird, because sometimes when you're doing pull-offs, you sometimes lose a little bit that timing that is much easier when you're playing alternate picking, for example. But some techniques are a little tough getting an even timing. Also sweep picking is an example of that, but tapping definitely too. So what I would suggest is that, or what I really learned from was practicing eighth notes with a metronome. And not only does it really get the technique down, because you'll have a lot of focus, you'll have a lot of leftover focus to just really zone in on the technique and what the right and left hand is doing and what all the fingers are doing. Oh, plus on top of that, you learn to keep time. Some people prefer using a drum machine. Whatever does the trick for you. I do think that the metronome is also such a great tool, because I believe that sometimes using a drum machine, it'll kind of lose a little bit the focus of what it's all about. Keeping time and hitting the exact 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatever you're practicing over, instead of, because maybe sometimes you'll end up listening to the drums and the metronome is just so dull, so it'll just help you keep time on that and nothing else. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about how I work myself into this type of lick, this particular lick. I use it from the first position of the major scale, and as I talked about before, it's a relative to the A minor. But notice that I'm playing it from the A string. This is my root note here, and because of that, we'll end up, if we're talking about the 7 positions of the major / minor scale, we'll end up actually using it from the 5th position. And the reason for that is our root note is here on the A string, and if we go back instead of up, the scale will go into the major 7th, 6th and 5th, and then you can see that this shape is the 5th position of the major scale. So just be aware of that. But what does that mean to you is that when you're in the 5th position and you go to the A string, or then the A string will be the root note if you're playing over obviously something where the root note is from the A string, in this case the C. So this will help you do whatever phrasing you are going to do from the scale, and once you hit the A string, now I combine a little bit with some bluesy pentatonics, but I still see everything from the major scale. But you can actually put those types of licks in there too, still seeing it from the major scale. I combine the scales kind of with my vision, with my laser vision. So when I'm in that scale and I hit the A string, I know I can go into the lick. That also helps me kind of going out of the lick in a way that sounds great. So remember to download the tablature for this if you're not sure about the notes, or you just prefer looking at a piece of tablature instead of watching a video. Remember also to click the link under the video to see my new tapping program, where you'll get a free tapping program if you act within these next few days. So as I just said, I'm also here to talk about my new tapping program, divination. In this period, in these next few days, you'll get the chance of getting my other new tapping program, Apex. So you really need to click the link under the video here to check it out and see if this is for you. It's all about tapping, some pretty cool and advanced tapping, and some new cross hands techniques that I got that I'll show you in this program. So click the link under here and make sure that you grab a hold of it today or the next few days to be sure to get Apex tapping program for free. So on that, I'll see you in a few days in a video that is